So I have some investors that were interested in this duplex that I had that I'm going to put out on the internet today. So the duplex cash flows basically put $36,000 in for like your down payment, your closing costs, all that stuff, and the place cash flows $1,000 a month. So someone sent me an email and said they would be underwater if they did that deal, which I don't understand. But after I thought about it some more today, I said, well, you know what? They've been used to doing 3 1s, and they used to doing that same R formula when you're doing, 30% discount on the house, you're all in, you pull your 30% out. But this is actually different, where you put money in, and then the cash flows for you, and the deal is really a no-brainer. It's like you're buying a $160,000 house for $130,000. It needs no rehab. All the rehab is done. So you wait 3 months till your loan is seasoned, and the place is worth $160,000. So whatever money that you did have in the deal, you could pull out. So you make instantly $30,000 in equity, and you make $1,000 a month. And I know there's a big deal card like that, and people play cash flow all the time, and they don't get the similarities. So that's why I wanted to find that big deal card, and I was going to do a little video on that today.
Oh, it's Cashflow. Okay.
Yeah.
I still haven't played the game, but I realized no. Okay.
Oh, you never played the game before?
No.
Oh man.
Welcome. That's Serge, guy. For Serge, we videotape everything.
Sorry,
it's a videotape world. You're okay with that, right?
I'm fine.
Okay. A lot of investors you see, they play the game cash flow. You know, they claim to be good at the game, they can end the game, they can get out of the game, but can you really do it in real life? Would you really do this stuff in real life? Here I'm holding a big deal card, and this is a big deal card. This is the one for the limited partnership. But just for argument's sake, we're going to use these same numbers to do it on a property. So it's a 40% return on investment. The down payment on this particular deal was $30,000, and the cash flow per month is $1,000. If you got this card in cash flow, you pick it up.
You'd buy the deal.
No question. Buy the deal, no question about it. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But if somebody actually shows you one that you can really do, that's real life.
In fact, you might even borrow the down payment to do it.
Exactly. Borrow the down payment to do it.
Right.
But we got the same deal. That's just
so that's the same thing. Hold on for 1 second. That's the same thing you do if you have a equity line of credit. You basically are borrowing the down payment, or in the case of the property, you may be borrowing the entire property amount, so that in a few months you can refinance it.
Exactly. Like this property cash flows $1,000 a month.
Right.
But if it only cash flows $500 a month because you have to borrow, you would do that in the game.
Right.
But would you really understand?
Is that because people are punks in real life?
Well, we'll get all that in a minute. But just in the meantime, so the property.
This is Keep It Real estate investing.
So everybody say, "Oh, where are my holding costs?" Your holding costs, your down payment, and your Let's see.
Is there a reason you ain't use black, bro?
Because
we're not editing either. So.
Where is it? Oh, because I couldn't find it. That's why. There it is, right here.
Oh Lord, this is called "We Ain't Prepared."
I was just running by you. You started saying it. That's right. I just wanted to run it by you and see if it was a good idea. So $36K will cover all your costs. You know, your down payment. Your down payment.
By the way, you have to write bigger. This is video.
Oh man.
You really need to edit this.
This is actually what people enjoy.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be like suspense in a math video.
You're fast forwarding to this stuff. Halfway through the
So look, you put $36K into the deal.
There you go.
The place is a duplex.
All right.
Right? It cash flows $1,000 a month. That's it. People are asking me, well, why do I have to leave my $36K in the deal? It's about investing. It's about leaving money in today so that you reap the rewards tomorrow. I mean, that's enough right there. But on top of that, The property is worth $160K. This is on top of the 1,000. It's worth $160K, and you're buying it right now
For 130.
for $130K.
So you got 30K in equity plus
So
12,000 a year.
So you make $30K, which is the difference between this and this, in equity immediately, and then you cash flow $1,000 a month till you're tired of it. So if you make, say you make 60 grand a year, you bring home $1,500 every 2 weeks, so that's $3,000 a month. You do 3 of these, 3 times 1,000.
No, bro.
No?
No. This is investing. Let people stay in their job.
Real estate investors are trying to get out of the job.
Maybe not.
That's an argument that Vic and I have been having.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because the idea of investing is, in my view, to like get in a position where I mean, that's the whole purpose of doing this kind of deal, right? Is how many 3-1s? Because here's the real question for those of you that are sitting on the fence on a deal like this. How many 3-1s?
The black one is right there.
How many 3-1s do you have to do?
That's
Do you
blue.
have to do to get to $1,000 a month, right? And what people do, and how much trouble? Here's the real deal. How much trouble is it going to take in money, time, and effort to get to this? So even if you
And
had,
risk.
Well, yeah, that's trouble, right?
Yeah.
So even if you optimally had 3-1s that cash flow to $200, you need a minimum of 5 of them. So that means that now you got 5 roofs, you've got 5 electric systems,
5
you got
trap
5
systems.
sets of plumbing, you got 5 old ass drainage systems that could go bad. I mean, you got trouble.
5 insurance policies.
You got 5 insurance policies.
You got 5 mortgages.
So you got 5 mortgages.
5 tenants instead of 2.
5 tenants instead of 2. So the point is to get that this deal right now is probably a better use of that money than buying 3-1s. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
If you know the strategy, if you know the thoughts behind it.
Particularly if your goal. Here's the thing. See, here's where people don't. My problem with this is people don't really live up to. People really don't decide what they want in concrete terms. If your goal is to invest for your future, right, like a 401k, not trying to get out, right, immediately. But if your goal is to do that, this is a nice little nest egg to start with. It really is. That's a good little jump start. And it'll set the framework for your investing going forward. Because now you evaluate differently, right? Now you're evaluating at this number, not that number. Right? Now you're looking at deals, you're saying, I don't know. You know, you're like, okay, I got 5, five of these things that I got to deal with. I'd rather have a couple of these. So
And that's the advantage of going to multis.
that's one of the advantages of going to multi.
Multis are long term. Multis are the way to go long term.
For if somebody really wants to be, it's hard. You know, here's the thing. All right. One is I think most investors make mistakes in terms of where they choose to invest. What I mean by that is they fail to forget that you're going to have 5 of them, right? So they'll buy 1 in Kensington, 1 way over in Southwest Philadelphia, and then 1 in North Philadelphia, and they got 300 miles of traveling to do, right? I think that if you're that you find your first deal, right? And if you can, you literally try and
Build around it.
yeah,
Like expand.
from that base. If you find a great neighborhood where, you know, people are used to renting, it's got a history of tenant management, so to speak, there's some growth. Like, you know me, I'm partial to West Philadelphia, but the point is, if you can figure that out, then why go looking for a good deal? Even, because here's the deal. You know, I got a friend of mine has property in Kensington. They are having hell. I mean, literally, you know, the tenant that they had stopped paying them and then leased the house to someone else, tore all the pipes out twice because they can't manage it. They can't get down there enough because they're, you know, regular people. So now they're having to have the property shut down completely,
Wow.
right? Because they got one over here, they got one over here, they got one over there, and they got 2 kids.
That's a nightmare.
So anyway.